A person asks me about the Alexander work, I get a sense of whether they want a one-sentence answer or a one-paragraph answer or a 9-day answer. But usually what I attempt to do is I ask a person, well, what do you do in your life? I mean, what do you do through the course of a day? And I just listen. So a person might say to me, I'm at a computer a great deal of the time. I might say, well, how does that feel? And they might say, well, it's really difficult. My body starts to hurt after a while and my eyes get tired. Another person might say that they sing and they get nervous when they perform, or they're having some trouble with their voice. Or an instrumentalist, I say, well, what's it like to hold that instrument? And they say, well, it's really hard on my right shoulder. I have to take care of my mother all day long, and it's difficult. I'm a therapist and I listen to people all day long. And all these things have a common denominator because you can't get through a day without moving. Did that help you in some way?
Oh yeah, it's getting the weight distributed and going to the ground and actually standing on my legs, and
Good.
this all getting longer and my shoulders letting go.
Great.
How did you feel before that? Like if that felt that way afterwards?
I don't even realize how much I'm holding on to until it lets go, and then you go, oh, yeah. And the sound changes, and you can tell just by listening how much is letting go.
In the beginning, people can get the impression that the Alexander work is about posture. And then I have to slowly get them to understand and experience that the work is actually about unposturing. The French word for pose is the root for posture. It means to hold or to fix or to set. We're interested in getting people to not hold themselves up, to find a deeper kind of support.
So you're just going to decide it's fine. There you go. Fabulous. Does that feel different?
Yeah.
For people who really, maybe even like you said, come on, just tell me what is this Alexander technique about? Because from the outside, I can't see anything.
How is that?
A lot taller.
You know, but it's technique, it's principles, it's hands.
People think Alexander work is body work. And I tell people I never touch a person's body. I just touch a person.
Yeah. So while you're kind of feeling inside, you don't have to go inside. You can really stay out here. Just kind of see how beautiful it is. Yes. Woo. So what changed? Something just changed.
So even though it may appear that we're working on a person's body, actually we're working through a person's body.
Wow! What's that like?
I'm as big as the rocks right now.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't it? Woo!
So it's not so much about how a person moves, it's the relationship between the physical life of a person and the movement life of a person, and how that affects the quality of a person's experience, how they sense themselves. If you have a really rigid body or a really collapsed body and you have a hard time moving, well, that's going to affect your awareness, how much you take in through your senses, the quality of contact that your body makes with the environment, and all these things makes life feel a certain way.
the idea emerged, you can do this and learn this. I'm doing this now for 4 or 5 years, and I had the idea that the more sessions we did, the deeper it got. So my body sort of got softer and softer and softer, and the impact got deeper and deeper and deeper. As to my person, I can say that I have undergone a profound change in my character and my personality. I've become more patient, especially with myself. Of course also with other people, but more with myself. I've come to trust my intuition more, which I have, which was always good, I think, but I didn't believe it was good.
What's happening in your ability to be awake in the moment, just present in present time, which is where you have choice. So if you have a basic belief system that you have something to do with choosing in your life, even, you know, whether you have oatmeal or pancakes, or the big picture of choosing, you know, what you're going to do with your life. If choice is fundamental inside of that, that's where Alexander fits in from our perspective. It's a study of being awake enough to choose. It's not a study of what you choose. It's a study of being present enough, awake enough, noticing that you're alive enough to realize that you have choices. Incredibly powerful.
じゃあもうそれでいかがでしたか How was it?
出したい音が出ないし鍵盤が足りない、まあ、出なくて
This is a
どんどんどんどんこうテンションが下がっていってうわうわうわってこ
This is
う
not
悪い方
the
悪い方
piano that she usually played with, and it's not long enough, and all those things that are make her feel not want to play. We cannot really change the height of the piano today. There's no other possibility today. So what can we change? What can she change? We can only change how I react to it. That's the only thing that we can really change. What did you notice when you when you made a mistake?
not tight tight
That's right, so that's tight. That's tight.
I didn't capture the key.
Right, that's why you didn't capture the key. Because you going that way. It's not torso is like that. This is on. I want you to think that this arm and this rib are separated. There's a space here. Great. Good. Great. Pay attention to around this area so that you just notice when you type. Go.
Someone comes to work with a teacher not because the teacher has answers, but because the teacher has interest in questions. The fact is, the real answer for each person is in their own nervous system, in their own belief system and way of being in the world. You don't have another person's answers. But if you've been thinking about the work for a while, you might have questions they haven't thought of.
My wish is to be present inside of the movement. We talked about, well, what does that mean? And I thought not just to be present, but to grow up inside of the movement. And so Bruce asked me what was different between, I realized that maybe part of the reason that I wasn't fully there was because I remember when I first started performing and I first loved it and I held on to that feeling so hard that I stayed at that age
What age is that?
It's 15 to 23, somewhere in there, inside of the movement. And I thought that I have to just keep getting back to that age to get that feeling.
Down came the rain and washed the spider out. In the sun and dried out all the rain.
So Bruce asked me, what's the difference between you now and you? What do I know at 33 that I didn't know at 15? And I thought, well, I know how to be still. I didn't know before. So that movement's a choice. I know that dancing isn't really that important, but I like it, so I choose it. And I know that I'm bigger. I have a bigger, it's like if I started with the violin and all of a sudden I'm a cello player. To rewind and do the same movement, and to rewind and do the same movement and try and have a little more of myself each time. So I kind of redid a couple things and I thought, okay, that's what that's like the old way, I guess. At 15. Oh, that's what that's like. Okay, now I can go on to the next piece.
I mean, not just the teachers go to the student, or students go to teachers, but both of us really come to the middle to meet, to the center to meet. And I think that's what I call trust.
Be with the person and connect, not just from me to the student, but to create the environment that the student can understand me too. So it's a contact in a different level and be with the other person truly.
And going this way and going that way.
Like an outline.
Ding!
Yeah, outline, contours.
There is so much of loving care that emerges, and this is wash. Yes, and your heart is spilling over and over and over. When Gabi, she is the one who is from Germany and we're traveling together, did that with me, I really started weeping and weeping and weeping. I couldn't stop. And then, it got deeper and deeper and deeper. And in the morning when I woke up, I was really exhausted, but in a nice way. Because very often during the day or your daily walk, you just hold things back. I had time just to let all this sink down, and it's it's like it has a cleansing, purifying effect, and it washes out a lot of things out of you. You take the brakes off. You're not holding anything back at the moment. You don't keep a funny face, to take this as a metaphor. A face which is accepted in public, And you just let go. I just am what I am.
And for me, it has to be incredibly user-friendly. To add another thing to my to-do list is unrealistic. So for me, the work has to be how I am, not something I need to do. Move any way you want. Now turn your hands on and try to hula. Hands on! The tension in your hands. We're exploring the work from the perspective of what does it mean to be alive, not how do you efficiently use your head on top of your spine. They're really different questions. They're related, but they're really fundamentally different. really the piece that we've taken on as our window, our edge of Alexander world, is how do you apply it directly to the way people live? Do anything at all. How they think, how they live, just their quality of being alive. That kind of basic essence. And I think that's the perspective that this particular team and the Alliance in general, worldwide, that's the perspective we teach from.